let's get to building. So I have pre-cut the pieces. So you can buy this prefabricated real easy, and generally that's the way I do it, just because of saving huge amounts of time. Now, that being said, if you have extra pieces of this board, the Wedi board, and we'll show you how to use it, we're doing the whole walls and everything, this is a great way to go as well. If you need to use pieces up because they're just kicking around and you don't know what to do with them. So you'd cut out whatever size you need. So what I would do then is cut out the backside, set it in, and to figure out, instead of, you can measure, but an easier way is take your piece, butt it up against here, take your pencil, and then score it along there. So that gives you the perfect edge. For cutting, I just talked about cutting, I thought let's show you. A knife and a line is all you need. Now, there's ways to do it that's better than this. Setting it down on the ground, cutting, sometimes I either get lazy or just trying to work fast, so you can set it down and you cut down. Now keep it away from your knee, obviously, because if you cut, you won't want to cut through your knee. And again, this is a buyer beware, I guess. Don't do this unless you're really, really confident that you won't hurt yourself. And once you cut it through, you just snap it. And on the smaller ones are a little harder to snap, but you can do it. And then the backside off, and there you have it. That's all there is to cutting this stuff. It works awesome. Almost as easy as drywall. This is a little harder surface, but it's really rigid, which is really nice. All right, so now we are gonna build. So we'll take our pieces that we made and we're gonna build the shelf. So I generally get the 3-foot by 5-foot sheets of Wedi board and then work with them that way, because the 5-foot fits behind the tub perfectly, and it lot less waste, and also it fits in my van really well. Now I do want to let you know that there's 2 sides to Wedi board. This here is the rough side, and this is the smooth side. When you buy them, you'll see that the smooth side has the writing like Wedi and celebrating X amount of years or thanks. They always have a few different things, but you'll see that's the side you keep out facing you, so where you put the tile on. So what you want to do is when you install it, have the smoother side facing in where the tile is going, because the back side is going to disappear. So we'll start by adding the caulking to the edging. So I got this ready before. You just cut the end off the tube on an angle, and then you're ready to go. Now this stuff is harder to squeeze out than most caulkings. It's just thicker than all the other caulkings. So once you got that done, you take your piece, stick it in. You'll need to do up side here, because you want to connect every single spot on here. Now you're probably wondering what's so different about this type of caulking compared to others. If you were to use straight silicone on here, you would find that the tile just plain old would not stick, because no matter what, there's going to be some of this oozing out, and mortar is going to have to stick to that. And so with the Wedi brand, it is, I don't know exactly what you call it, but it's not, silicone is just pure silicone, and mortar and silicone, bad mix. The Wedi, whatever mixture it is, it's like a rubberized compound. It allows the mortar to stick to it, very important. So don't just go and use caulking. This does cost a little more than caulking, but obviously well worth it. So you'd have it set up like that, and then you would do your next 2 pieces. One on the top, again with the right direction, and then one here on the side, and there you've built your box. Now there is another way to do this, and I do it the other way actually fairly often when I'm building a custom size, is I'll build it right inside the wall. The way the wall's set up, I didn't really like the idea of it, just because this will give it more support. Now, every job is different, and especially on renovations. You never know what you're running into with renovations. It's not as simple, I can do it the way I want on a new build, start fresh. You gotta work with what you have. So think before you do it. Don't just do it because I did it this way or because you've seen it done. Think about what your particular situation is gonna work. So I'm just gonna finish this up and then smooth it out, because you can also get some really nice tools that work well. Because one thing about this stuff is it is obviously messy. A lot of the times I'll wear gloves because when it sticks to you, it's hard to get off. So here you put this in the corner, And it's a lot easier when it is on the wall, but there's the idea. So you put that in, squish it down, and now it's not a big ball of goop sticking out. All right, so here we are. We have the inset shelf in the wall. So all you did was to put some caulking around the wood that we had measured to. So you want to make sure you have a wood frame that you measure the wood frame, make it a little smaller, and then that's your dimensions for your inset shelf. So when you put this in, put some caulking along the wood, and not a lot, just enough to hold it, stick it in, and voila, you let it set, you do your other board around it, and that's how you would build an inset shelf. Now, if you wanted to do a shelf in the middle, for whatever reason, like I was talking about sizing, you would take some more pieces like this, and what you do is you build on top of each other. So you put 2 on top of each other, or 3, depending on how thick you wanted the shelf. Measure to fit, do the caulking, stick it in, and for that you would actually have to brace it. So just put some pieces sticking up, just holding it up until it dries. And that's how you would build a shelf.